this spiritual awakening or awakening, whatever you want to call it, it's just a term that tries to describe what's going on. It's really an intense journey. And as beautiful as so many of the things are, there's also very challenging things. And we understand that people are sometimes feeling very lonely, and they don't know if they're the only ones experiencing these things, or if they're just weird what's happening, because there are things in this journey that are challenging. And so we wanted to talk about some of the things that we all lose during our awakening, things that we truly lost, and things that we just observe others lose, and what this means, why is this happening? And the basic explanation, to break it down to the most simple level, is that you are waking up to who you are authentically. And that is unique. That's a unique expression of this universal consciousness. And who you are authentically, once you figure that out, once you step into that power, energy, vibration a little more, a lot of the things that you used to enjoy and do and spend your time with just don't work anymore. We put down 10 things that we lost, and we know a lot of people lost during this awakening journey. And while it's happening, it might seem like a loss, but after the fact, it's just one more layer that you peeled, that you let go. So let's dive into it. One of the first things is you lose this attachment to the definition of what your outer reality is. Go out there and go, well, things are really very different than what I thought they were and from what they seemed. And so this is the first thing you lose, is this outer security. I can count that reality is what I've been told it is. That's one of the first things you lose. And that's also one of the scariest things to lose in the beginning, because you go, wait, nothing is the way I thought it was. Everything's different. And it can be brutal. It can be very, very disturbing. And so that's one of the first things that happens that kind of leads down the path for all the other things that we're listing here today. A very big thing for a lot of people, I'll tell you, in my family. My mom worked as a journalist, TV presenter. She was in journalism and media all her life. And that was a very, very strong grip on our family. The news were on. We had a bunch of newspapers that we subscribed to. And so this was something that our family was very much involved in. And one of the things that happens during this awakening process is that slowly, and sometimes not so slowly, you completely begin to ignore and stop consuming the news, the media, cable news, newspapers. It begins to feel fake. It begins to feel artificial. It begins to feel manipulative. It begins to feel like it sucks your soul out. It's a very low vibrational thing. And that's one of the first things that people begin to realize is, I'm feeling this authentic feeling inside of me now. Turn on the news, and all this fear, all this aggression, loudness, it just doesn't resonate anymore. And once you do lose this, you free up a lot of time. Number 3, and this is a biggie for a lot of people, they want to spend less and less time with friends, acquaintances, even family members. Actually, they're slowly but surely, they're really bringing down the number of people that they interact with. And at first, this seems like a negative, bad thing. It's like, oh my God, I'm becoming a hermit here. I'm socially isolating. But you have to trust your intuition on this. Listen to your intuition. There's a reason why this is happening. Bringing down these social interactions or decreasing the number of people you spend time with. And there's a number of reasons, but one is that silence and being alone and being more in tune becomes very much more important. The other thing is that we simply don't want to sit around and gossip and talk about things that are, maybe talk about other people, or maybe just, regurgitate the same topics that we have been. It just becomes so that as your unconditional love for all of your fellow humans grows, your interest in spending a lot of time with a lot of people decreases. You choose wisely. Number 4, and this is also a big theme, in our culture, very big. Once you see through what entertainment, what movies are, what TV shows are, how much programming there is, what Hollywood is, what it really stands for, what really is behind the movie industry, the indoctrination, the dark side of it. You just can't watch a lot of the stuff anymore. You're becoming aware, you're becoming awake to these things. And even the movies that you used to love just aren't, you just can't watch it anymore. There's too much that you see, too much that you sense, too much that you feel. We've experienced this even with our old classic favorites that we go back and we can't watch it anymore. We see the programming, then we know stuff about the actors that are in it, and it's just stuff about the director, stuff about, it just, you just can't anymore. So this is something that goes away. That's something that you lose along the journey, and it's kind of a nostalgic thing too for a lot of people. It's like, oh my God, I mean, this used to be such a beautiful ritual with my family, watching the new Disney movie. Now all I can think of is how they're subliminally projecting the message of sex and drugs and whatnot. So that's just a thing that we go through during the spiritual awakening. It just happens. Number 5, also a biggie. Hey, this is John Nolan. Thanks so much for watching. You can watch the full live stream on this topic by clicking on the link in the description.